Welcome back to The Experience. Today my guest is Chris Cook. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me.
We finally got to do this, huh?
I know. I was kind of waiting for that call. I didn't know if it was going to come. I was like, we're still cool. What's happening?
Yeah, dude. No. And you're fucking super busy. I mean, it's been 2 years I've been talking about it, I think, because you started doing all your influencer stuff about 2 years ago.
It's been 2, maybe going on 3, actually. It's
time's
been a
flying.
They say time flies when you're having a good time. So, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, dude. Well, me and Chris have been knowing each other a long time, like over 17 years,
Over 17, 18, I don't know. Let's just call it 20 at this point.
Yeah. Because I met you before you started dating Lena.
Yes.
And then now that you're a fiance.
Now I'm a fiance.
Yes, sir.
Still not married, but been together for 17 years.
Right on.
But she's my ride or die.
Yeah, dude.
It's because everybody's like, well, 17 years, you still didn't marry this girl? Like, what's going on?
Right.
And it has nothing to do with that. I think, early on, it was kind of like just career goals and just things that we wanted to do before we got married.
Right.
And she wound up going back to school to get her for grad school and then PA school.
Yep.
Yeah. So that kind of like, because I proposed in 2020, she was still in school and she was like, well, I want to graduate first. And then that kind of came and then she went to work and we're kind of like, we talk about it all the time, but we just haven't done anything.
Well, dude, I think y'all are a testament to like a good relationship because I've watched y'all like from the beginning and I'm like, man, they're doing it right. You know?
I mean, look, it's been, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's been that long. We lived together. We've lived together for, I don't know, 10, 12 years now, something like that. And we're married.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Bro.
She has a ring on her finger.
Yeah, y'all been together longer than most people.
Yeah,
so.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that.
Thank you, man.
So, okay, we're going to go back to the beginning. Me and Chris, we used to, I guess we pretty much met going out, what would you say? Or, like, did you know anybody I knew before, like, back in the day?
Honestly, I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, I just remember seeing you out a lot when I worked at Beauty Lounge.
Yes, and I think that's kind of
how it started.
Because Lena knew P first.
Yes.
And then I met P and Jimmy.
Yep.
And probably formally introduced to you then. P started cutting my hair.
Yep.
And that's kind of how that all happened.
Dude, it seems like so long ago, but I guess it's been, I forgot how long Sean's been open now, but.
Yeah, I don't know when he opened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
I have no idea.
Over 15.
Yeah.
Years.
He was, because P was at Beauty Lounge when he started cutting me. So say 17 years ago. I was
right on, yeah.
P, so at least 17 years he's been open.
And since then, bro, I've watched you as an entrepreneur open up several businesses. Honeydew,
Yeah.
Obviously, you have Fellow, which is popping off right now big time.
Yep.
And it's funny, like when you first told me about the Honeydew, I was like, man, that sounds like, you're always like clever with shit and you're good with shit. And I always like envied that about you. And then I was like, man, this dude's going to make custom suits, And then I started seeing you doing like players and different like people. And how's that like going right now with the industry?
It's good. We make 12 years next month, which is also kind of crazy. Thank you. Yeah, because it seems like just yesterday when I started, but it seems like a lifetime altogether.
Yeah.
Overall, business has been good. We've kind of solidified ourselves at this point, right? But there's a lot of new players coming into town now. But yeah, man, everything's been good with that. We like I said, we make 12 years. So
didn't you drop or when we were working on some of the clothing for Cherokee, were did you still make your own custom stuff like newer clothes like what you're wearing right now?
Yeah. So when we first kind of started, it was and primarily our business is going to be suits,
correct?
In tuxedos, things like that.
Yes,
like
sir.
weddings are a big part of our business.
Custom tailored. Chris comes to you, measures you up. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't go to people as much anymore.
Okay, nice.
When I first started, I did that.
Gotcha.
That's how I started it.
Gotcha.
But now,
so you opened up the store.
Now it's like I'm spoiled. I mean, I will travel for people. But. There's a minimum. I'm not just going to come fly to you or go to your house.
Right.
And I don't want to say it that way, but it's not worth
it's fucking
it.
True,
when I
dude.
look at it, when
Time
I break down,
money.
if I'm at the shop and I can do X amount of people in a day in back to back, and what that can kind of equate to versus me having to leave the shop, close or whatever it is, and then go to someone. And you know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of travel time. It's a lot of wasted time in between. So yes, there's a minimum for us to leave or for us to go to you or whether we're flying or just in the city.
That's fine.
So yeah. So to answer your question, I think I was at that time. So probably 3 years ago now, kind of when I started this is when I kind of started getting into a little bit more of the casual type stuff.
Right. That's what you were telling me.
Yes, because for 9-10 years, I wore a suit almost every single day.
I remember that.
And I was like, it was funny because when I first got into it, I was like, this would be super cool to be able to wear a suit every single day and kind of do this. And then you wear a suit for 10 years and it kind of, it becomes a uniform, right? Like it was, most people put a suit on, think they're getting dressed up. I mean, you are getting dressed up, but it's like for a special occasion, a wedding, or you're going to something. For me, it was just like, it was normal, right?
Like I never saw you in regular clothes once you started fellow for a long time, actually.
It was funny you say that because, one of my clients, ex-Saints player Brandon Coleman, shout out to Brandon, super awesome guy. I love that guy. Still a client to this day. He doesn't play anymore. He doesn't even live in the city anymore, but still a client.
That's fine.
We actually just hooked up. I'm doing his wedding coming up really soon. But
nice, dude.
I remember I was going to drop some clothes off to him. It was like a weekend, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll come meet you. I'll drop some stuff off to you." And I was just like in regular clothes, and he when I walked in, he's like, dude, what the, just don't even look right. Like I've never seen you without a suit on. This is weird, you know? So yes, 10 years straight suits. And then I just kind of got bored with it a little bit. And I was like, I want to do things that I would like to wear on a day-to-day basis. Like if I didn't have to wear a suit to wear, what would I wear and how would I wear it?
Right.
And that's a lot of what I'm doing now. So like this set here, which is actually seersucker.
Okay,
seersucker material.
Fire.
But it's a long, it's a long sleeve shirt. I got shorts that go with it. So I'm, just a little bit more casual. Still put together though.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I feel like your brand is it looks dressy, but it's still dressed down now. So it's kind of like you took it from the suits to this look, and I mean clearly it's popping off on TikTok, Instagram, everything.
For sure, and a lot of people are kind of liking this style of things that I'm doing versus just doing the suits. So it's been. I mean, I love it. It's been pretty popular. So.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean, and like, what inspired you to kind of like? Was there like anybody else that you saw like doing something similar, or because I feel like you're the first person I saw doing it personally.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna take all credit and say I was the originator of everything because no matter what you're doing, you're going to draw inspiration from certain people or certain things, right? Like, we are not reinventing the wheel here in whatever industry we're in.
Right.
Someone's been there, someone's did it.
Yes, sir.
So yes, I draw inspiration from a lot of different people inside of my industry and outside. But there was really not anyone in particular that I can really think of that was really doing more or focusing heavily on more casual stuff. Now there's more.
Yeah.
But at the time, there really wasn't. So like that was also kind of like our little niche that no one else was really doing.
Well, yeah, and the way like your videos are and how you show like every single piece, like put it on, how to wear it, because a lot of people don't even know how to wear a suit, you know, or like an article of clothing like that where you know they're like, oh shit, I'm used to wearing t-shirts and shorts.
For sure.
So it's like it's cool how you put the look together for people, and then it inspired me to like do certain things, and I was like, okay, well now I know how to match this and match that.
That's cool.
You know?
And it's what I read something, or I was watching something not like the other week, and it was talking about how most guys, it's almost like it's stressful for them to like get dressed or shop. And I was like, I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, oh, like it comes so natural to me. I enjoy it. So I never thought about it from the standpoint of someone else, where it's like this is a stress point for me to try to get dressed or try to pick clothes out.
Yeah, you always dressed trendy since the day I met you.
But
dude.
my dad dressed well. Like I learned that from a young age from my dad. You know, simple things, because you would be surprised of how many guys come in. I'm talking to grown men.
Yeah,
that'll come get a suit, and it's all like, okay, for instance, if you're wearing a single-breasted 2-button jacket, right? You always button the top, never button the bottom.
Correct.
And you don't know how many men that come buy custom clothes and still do not know that.
Yep.
My dad taught me that at a super young age, right? That's like dope. How to tie a tie, like how to, how to wear your jacket. So I kind of grew up around it, and I just always had like whether it was shoes or clothes or just anything, sunglasses.
Yeah, because going out back in the day, you always had on like the freshest clothes, and then when you started the suits, I was like, holy shit, this is like next level.
Yeah.
And then now to me, I'm like, all right, now he's doing it again with this, and it's like, all right, well,
yeah,
like, you still doing the hats, or you thought like remember you were talking about doing that?
I was talking about it, and I did a few, and I did like one for Fellow.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything else really.
Gotcha,
I haven't.
Gotcha.
But we are, and I am working on a whole new brand.
Fire.
That's going to be releasing, should be towards the end of this year. So it'd be like a fall winter drop kind of collection. And this is a lot more of what I'm doing on the casual side, but in a ready to wear form. Right. Meaning everything is essentially, it's going to be all e-commerce. So nothing's going to be custom made to measure or bespoke. It's small, medium, large, extra large, whatever. And so been working on it for probably about a year now. And the big thing for me, and what I realized over these last couple of years that I was doing this, I'm posting all this stuff of what I'm wearing and how I do it. And if you look at my page and how I style things, I'm very minimal. I don't go too crazy. A lot of my stuff is very neutral colors.
Right.
Easy to interchange all together, right? Like you can take this piece with this.
Yeah, you flip flop a lot of shit. Yeah.
So,
but it's all fire pieces.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll throw some color in there as well.
Yes,
so it's like I do like to play with color too. But everything I'm doing for the most part is all custom, and it's all made to measure or bespoke clothing.
Yes, sir. And we talked about that before, where like or is somebody going to spend $300-$400 on this set versus like you're trying to make it like slightly more.
Yes, exactly. So what I've realized was people on the internet, whether that's just social media in general, TikTok or Instagram, a lot of guys are asking me where I'm getting these pieces.
Yeah,
they don't know Fellow or who I am.
Right.
I mean, I guess if you start following me, you'll kind of know. But hey, man, like where'd you get that shirt, or where'd you get those pants, or where's this? And most of the things are from Fellow, and I'm saying Fellow, but it is made to measure, or it is this. And two things with that. One, being out of state or even out of the country makes it a little bit harder for us to work with you.
Right.
We can, and we do. Like I literally have clients out of the country, but it's a little bit more challenging. And also when you're making like one-off pieces, it's just way more expensive to make.
Correct.
Right. So like someone, if I told you the set was going to cost you $700, you're like, oh, whoa, no, I'm good, man. Not everybody can or wants to spend that kind of money on something.
Right.
Now, where the new brand, it's going to be essentially things like this and other pieces that it's going to be ready to wear. So it'll be a lot. We have to do it in more bulk. So anytime you do something in bulk, right, the price goes down. For instance, maybe a pair of trousers may be $200 to $300 versus being $4 or $5 or $6 or $7 or whatever. Because in our game, it's all based on material.
Yeah, correct.
Fabric is what really changes the pricing on things.
Yeah, well, and I mean, like when you made my custom clothes for Cherokee, I mean, like that shirt, you were like, yeah, just ordered some like silk from like overseas or something like that. You said, and I was like, damn, that shit sounds crazy. And then I see it, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like
we actually, I remember for you, we because you wanted something a little bit stretchy.
So, something that would like mold or you know.
So we used Laura Piana fabric. It's like I forget the name of it, but it's like a stretchy kind of fabric that they use.
And it had like a little sheen to it, like a little shine.
So Laura Piana's, so everything we do with Fellow in terms of cloth is either English or Italian cloth, right? Nice. So people that are in the game or know, they may know some of the mills and stuff, but a lot of guys that come in, they don't know, like maybe Laura Piana, because if Laura Piana has their flagship store, I mean they're a huge brand. They're a super expensive brand.
Yeah,
if you
right
look up anything up Laura Piana. So yeah, it's a great cloth.
Yeah, dude,
they make awesome stuff.
And like the pants themselves, that like that was like custom navy or like what was that?
So I think we just did more for you. We did kind of like a cotton chino. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, with the suspender loops in them.
Because we wanted to do something a little bit more casual. We wanted something super dressy.
Yeah.
I don't remember what mill we used for that, but yeah, I remember it was a cotton chino.
Well, when's this line dropping?
So we're looking towards the end, like fall winter 26.
Okay.
So right now we're in the sampling phase. Samples are technically ready, but I have this creative studio that is doing the brand identity. They're actually in Paris. They're in France.
Fire.
Yeah. So I found them and I reached out to them, and they're doing all the branding, just the whole entire brand identity. So I'm kind of waiting for them to finish that so I can send all that so we can make our labels for, I want to see everything completely done before, because they can, and I guess I could probably get everything shipped to me now sample wise, because I'm assuming we're going to have some changes, whether that's, trimmings or sizing or maybe even fabric.
Right, because you haven't physically seen it yet.
I haven't physically seen it. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. And it's kind of a whole new kind of thing for me doing ready to wear, because I'm so used to doing it, everything custom
pieces.
one-off pieces at a time. And then this is more bulk and
Are you afraid it becoming bulk, what's that, waters down the quality? Because I know you're a big quality person.
Yeah, for sure. Well, look, it's dealing with different fabrics and different manufacturing and things like that. Yes, I want good quality for sure, right? Sure. But so yes, I am worried about that. And those are things when I'm so used to everything being done at such a high level. So we'll see with this factory how everything comes back and looks.
Right. Well, and it's coming from over there, so it should be. They don't really do anything half-ass. You know what I mean?
It is, but there's no matter where you go to manufacture, we'll say Italy, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody just holds Italy to the higher standard in terms of quality, and they have some absolutely amazing artisans and quality pieces that come out of Italy. There's also some trash.
Yeah, right.
It's anything. So, and then we'll look at Asia and China and stuff, and then there's some absolute garbage that comes out of China.
Right.
There's also some really high quality stuff.
Right.
So it can go both ways. But yes, obviously fabrics, the material you're using, and the construction, the trimmings, different things, zippers, all that stuff kind of matters and counts.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
so
fire.
Super excited for that. But it's like I said, it's just a whole different type of things, size grading, all that stuff, how your clothes are going to fit, because now it's you got a few sizes that got to fit most versus I'm just making I'm taking your measurements and I'm going to make this fit you however you want it to fit.
Correct. That button-up shirt only really fits me in a sense.
And it could fit someone else, right? If they're close to your size, or they want it to fit tighter or looser or whatever. But yes, it was specifically made for you and how you wanted that to fit.
That's wild, because it's giving you less control over what you have much control over in the beginning. That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, it's just a different thing, and I'm learning as we go with that.
Yeah,
I've been in the game long enough that I understand for the most part how things work and all that stuff. But also the manufacturing process and everything just a little bit different for me. So I'm the factory we're talking to right now and kind of sampling with, they're been a big help, just kind of showing me the ropes in terms of things as well. So
you learning some new shit too.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
for sure.
That's fire.
Yeah. And also just learning new, you don't know things exist until you know things exist, right? A manufacturing process or a dye or this or that. And it's you don't know you like it or until you see it, right? So we say, if they're showing you stuff and oh my God, you can do that? That's super cool. All right, let's try that on this or whatever. Huh. Yeah, it's crazy.
So they come at you with ideas and stuff like that too. Do they suggest things? Because obviously they're in the game, or is it mainly
yes and no? For instance, I was picking some fabric for one of our trousers, and they just made a suggestion that they might be a little bit too heavy of weight.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, I appreciate you, obviously telling me that, but I was like, I've already made some close to what this is going to be from Fellow, right?
Gotcha.
So yes, it is heavier, but it is made for a fall winter, winter drop. Yes, and look. So you wouldn't want to wear this in the summertime.
Gotcha. Yeah. And obviously, just like with the suits, there's certain types of suits to do all that stuff.
Yeah, you got different, because with suits, a lot of guys, they'll come in and they'll say okay, wool or whatever. They'll say I don't want wool. I don't want to be hot. I'm like, dude, like
They don't even know. They don't even know.
They don't even know. I'm like 99% of the stuff we're looking at here is all wool.
Yeah.
It's just different types
it's breathable,
of wools.
right?
It's different types of wools. You got different, weights of wools, all these different things.
Yep.
So yeah, but
yeah, dude,
that's a different.
But if you don't know how to wear a suit, guys, reads the gentleman's guide handbook. What is it? The guide, something like that. Yeah, I have it. I haven't. I can't even think of the damn name. But
I don't know if I've ever read it, but I think I've heard of it.
When I worked at Aiden Gill, he sold those, and because he was like big time GQ guy, and dude, I learned before I met before I came to you for my stuff. That's where I learned how to like make a suit and how to wear a suit, and I was like, I didn't realize like you needed like black, gray, navy blue. That's like the basics for like a dude, and then obviously you got your pinstripe, your wool, Well, how's it going with the influencer, man? Because I'm seeing your page is blowing up, and obviously I love your content. I love what you do. I always have. How's that been going for you?
It's been going good. It kind of, I'm not gonna say it happened by accident, but
no, you've been putting in the work, bro.
I've been putting in the work. Yeah. But so 3 years ago, I literally, something I wore that day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna film what I wore, and I think I did like a voiceover. Yeah. I didn't have a mic. I didn't have anything. I mean, the production of this was absolutely terrible, right? And not to say everything I'm doing now is top notch production.
Yeah, but you've evolved.
But you've evolved, and you have to, right? No matter what you're doing, you have to evolve.
Correct.
And so I kind of started, but before I did it, it was actually funny because I got a DM from it wasn't like a friend, it was just somebody that followed me already, and they're like, dude, you should start doing like looks or whatever. And I was like, it's funny you say that. I'm actually going to post something today,
right,
of a suit that I was wearing, and start doing it. And then like I just kind of like started doing a little bit more, and look, I was getting no likes,
right,
I was getting no views, like absolutely nothing,
right,
and I just kept doing it.
Yeah, you kept chipping away.
And then slowly, first it happened. So I didn't have a TikTok. I only had an Instagram account.
I remember that.
Yeah. And then I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Lena. Somebody was like, you need to get on TikTok too. And I'm like, man, honestly, I don't want another social media. I don't want to have to deal with
I think I remember us talking about that too, because I was telling you like with the podcast, and it's like, it was like my least favorite, but it could be like the thing.
You kind of have to these days.
You need all of them, to be honest with you.
You do.
If you're going to be an influencer of any sort.
Yeah. And for me, so I was like, okay, let me get on TikTok. And then I started, same thing. Like I had no followers. I had, wasn't getting any views. I wasn't getting any likes, whatever. And, but TikTok kind of popped off first.
Fire.
And, I'd post something and it went like, I'd say like mini viral. It didn't even do like at the time,
right?
I think 15,000 views or something like that. But my follower count from this, like, it continued to kind of grow and grow and grow. I think that one now is at like 400,000 ish, which is a lot. But I've had my most recent one on Instagram and I got 2.1 million,
right?
Which is kind of crazy,
kind of wild.
Yeah, that one was wild. So, but TikTok kind of went off first, and I gained more followers a lot faster on that. Yeah. And then Instagram was like really, really kind of a slow roll. Even though I prefer Instagram, I think it's a little bit
user-friendly.
I don't even want to say like user-friendly, personable.
Yeah,
maybe
personal.
something like that. Yeah. It's like I don't know. I feel like the you can post the same thing, but I feel like it just means more there. I don't know. It's really hard. I don't know how to like really articulate it in words.
Yeah, because I think TikTok was created a certain way for like Instagram was like the next Facebook, and I think like TikTok was not that at all. It was like a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it like dancing initially? I mean, I don't know if that's why they created it.
Different stuff.
But I remember it was the kids doing all the TikTok dances and stuff. Yep. And I was like, I'm not going to get on there and dance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but obviously now people use it.
The way your flow is for like your videos, like you would probably think that would be on TikTok before Instagram if you think.
Yeah. So, and also like with what I understand, and I know we talked about this before, this social media thing is just, it's wild. I still don't fully understand it and how the algorithms work and all this. There's like little pieces.
Nobody does.
I know, right? There's little pieces that I've kind of like heard and it makes sense, like for TikTok, it's all about volume. So just constantly you can post, 10, 15 times a day. From what I understand for TikTok, they push that out to non-followers first. Right, so you don't get that like follower fatigue where
that,
it's like you keep like, dude, Eric's posted 5 times. I keep, what is he doing? You know,
right.
like TikTok, you might not even see it, right?
Right.
So,
yeah. Because every now and then people will be like, "Oh, I saw one of your videos on TikTok." I was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I put that video out like 2 years ago."
Yes, and it'll randomly.
But it's somebody I knew versus like you know.
So then with Instagram,
it shows everybody that you know. Right?
Yeah, I want to say like maybe it goes to your followers first, but Instagram's more about quality. So it's quality over quantity.
Gotcha.
Right. So like that's kind of the differences. You can kind of throw whatever up on TikTok.
Right.
And you know, I think they almost like want you to be a little bit more raw and unedited and whatever, right? Like I know TikTok for a while was doing, I don't know if it still are. I think it was like if you did a video for a minute plus, you potentially make money from doing that. Right?
Yeah, they had like a bunch of, and then I think they stretched them out to like 10 minutes. I don't know. There's like all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different like avenues.
Yeah. So but I like Instagram better. I think most people do. But for me, it was a lot harder to grow that. But I mean, again, just staying consistent, right?
Sir.
And then I had, you know, a few that did pretty well, and then now they stay relatively consistent. But the most recent one, the funny thing about that one is, so what I was doing with social media is I was almost trying to post like every single day,
right?
And then honestly, it just kind of came like a little overwhelming. Like it was just a lot. I'm like, man, and also I felt like I was doing quantity over quality, right? Like I just need to get something out.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I want to step back for a second. I was like, I'm going to have like kind of a posting schedule. I'm just going to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right.
I'll make it easy. Like that's my main posting days. I'll post on my story every single day or as much as I can. But in terms of like on my page, I'm going to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That'll be split between reels and then carousels, you know, and that's also another thing with algorithm, right? Like for a while it was all about carousels, like that was the big thing, and then they switched it and it was like reels, and then like I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean,
I have no idea.
I feel like it's always like something new is popping up every couple months, right? Or like once a year, you know. So I guess the reels are still.
Yeah, I mean it's one or the other, right? Like that's all
What's
they
a
really
carousel?
have. So carousel is just multiple pictures.
Oh
yeah, just like a slideshow, right? So you know,
I think I guess I would say it's more that.
Yeah.
You know, and then the music behind it, but I don't know, man, because some people never post those. I only see them post reels. I see like for a while I was like, you know, I was trying different like methods to where I would just post stories. I wouldn't even post like a post or a reel. And then like I'd post like a reel like once a month. And like it's weird how like the algorithm you know, goes. But you shouldn't, you know, if you're really trying to grow your page, you really should be posting either daily or every other day.
Yeah, I would say pretty consistent.
Consistently.
I would say consistently. And also like depending on what you're trying to do, consistent in content.
Yes.
You know, because if you're kind of all over the place, then
you want the same look.
The algorithm. Well, I don't even know if it's like. I guess so. Like in terms of like page, I don't know. But like just to say, like for me, it's pretty easy. It's just fashion related stuff. It's just clothing. It's just. I mean, but I do some lifestyle. Like I'll throw some gym stuff in there. These are the things that I like, right? Like I run, I cycle, I work out. You know, I've been working out since I was 16 years old. You know, so I mean, it's just part of my life now. And it has been for a very long time. And then clothing and style and, you know, like stuff like that, just things that I like. And so if I'm staying really consistent on those things, then it's people that like those things start to follow me. And the algorithm is pushing it out to people that like similar or similar people, the stuff that I like, right? So like it gives you to the right people that would want to look at your content. Versus if you're like, one day doing this and then one day doing that and this and then that, it just doesn't know. There's no consistency and they don't know where to put you. You know, and I'm saying that like as if I really know, but I mean, I think that's logically it makes sense.
Well, yeah, because you are creating your own brand, right? And it's like people are following you because of all of what you just said. And it's like, I know that when I look at your page, I'm like, damn, this fucking dude's doing way more than me. And I thought I did a lot, you know, but like. People like me want to see more of that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think it's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
And I know it's a lot of work, you know what I'm saying?
It is. And honestly, I don't put like, there's guys out there and girls that do and put way more effort than I do. And I come in, like, I am not like.
But I think you're naturally good at shit, dude. Like, I mean, you've been naturally good at a lot of things, Chris.
Flattering.
Like,
thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I try to be like anything that I do, I always try to be the best that I can, right? Like that's just when I was valeting cars when I was young.
Yep,
Like I wanted to be the best damn
Forgot
valet,
about
right?
that,
Like, dude, you know,
Guy
when I was
also
making
is a real estate agent.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
buys and flips houses, dude.
Yes,
So, yeah,
do real estate deal, do all that stuff. I've done a lot of things. Own, you know, obviously you do hair.
How many businesses have you owned at this point?
Oh man, I'd really have to think about it and count them.
Because you said the salon, which I fucking forgot about, and then I was like, holy shit, I remember that.
I was a partner in a hair salon
Yes,
for a little bit. Yeah, so salon. We had Honeydew. We have Fellow. There was a point in time when me and a buddy had like a little concrete business. Didn't last very long. Never. I mean, we actually did do a few jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know anything about concrete. Like,
you were just the investor.
My buddy did. Yeah. And then same thing with hair. Like I don't know anything about cutting hair, but there was an opportunity to invest and be more of a silent partner and open up a second location of a salon that already existed.
Right.
So yeah, I did that. It you know, I didn't really make any actually I lost a little bit of money on that deal. So so you win some, you lose some.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, you know, it was already such a success in one location. It's really hard to like branch off to make a second location, you know, for stuff like that. I mean, with anything really.
It is, but you know what I realized kind of in the hair space, for one, it's like it's really hard to find talent, you know, that want to leave from where they're at. You know, if you build your clientele and you're at a salon or wherever it is, it's like it's really hard to uproot and leave. You know, some of your clients might not want to go to this new location, not because they don't like the location, maybe it's just too far or whatever, right? But I say that, but I do think that, you know, with hairstylists and barbers, it becomes like a marriage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I'm sure you've got guys that you know, and been coming to you since you started, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I just did my friend's hair today. It's a girl, and her name's Jennifer. Shout out. Yeah, and dude, we're both 40. She's about to be 41, and I was like, I think I've been knowing you since I was like 21.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, it's just kind of, you know, you grow up with these people.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, the hair world's wild. It's definitely, and right now with social media, like doing what you're doing, like I was asking you if like you were making any money off of this stuff, and you're like, more or less like from the brands and like all the what do you call it, the
like UGC content. And so back to that social media a little bit. Like when I first started doing this, it was never to necessarily be like a
not to make
influencer or to make money, so to speak. I mean, I guess how can I phrase it? Was to make money, I guess I said, but it was more to build my personal brand.
Right, you were trying to sell
that way. I can funnel to Fellow or potentially the new brands or anything that I was doing. But in turn, I also, you know, I had started having other brands reaching out to me and wanting to work with me and, you know, send me product or pay me to, you know, do a reel for them or, you know, things like that. And I was like, oh wait, this is a whole other side that like I didn't even realize. I mean, I kind of knew it existed, but I didn't really know the inner workings of how this stuff really works.
Correct.
So yeah, I'll make money by making content like that. And
that's fire.
And again, you know,
a lot of people are wanting to do that. So for people at home watching, like it's been at least 3 years. It takes a while, but it is possible.
It is definitely possible. And I mean, but I was getting some brand deals earlier on before, because here's the way you have to look at it from a brand's perspective. You know, if you are a content creator or influence, I usually like to say content creator. I'm not influencing. I mean, I guess I'm influencing your style.
Yeah.
If you like, you know, you like the way I dress or what I do, but there's different levels to content creators or influencers.
Right.
You know, there's the macro, micro, you know, like all these different things, and you have your really big accounts and all this stuff. And as a brand, you know, and each one has their kind of like core audience, right? Like, so for me on Instagram, I'm at like 21,000, which is not, I mean, it's a lot. Like,
well, dude,
it's
I mean,
cool,
within
but it's not
a year,
that much.
you had 10,000 last year. Yeah. So yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah. So, you know, but for other people, I mean, it was a slow grind.
Yeah.
From, I think I started with like 4,000 when I originally started, right? So from 4,021, but that was like 3 years. Some people, you know, they'll do that in like a few months. Yeah. You know, so it just depends.
Well, it's like you said about with the TikTok, like you you started TikTok second, and then
Yes,
that actually
with
popped
zero,
off first.
and it
yes.
went, and I'm at like 38,000 some change or whatever,
which is freaking
and
great.
Sometimes honestly I forget to post on TikTok.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh shit, I really should probably post on there. You know.
Well, and the crazy thing is, man, like me and you are kind of like one and the same. It's like we kind of like we're not white knuckling it, but we don't really know how to do all this shit because we're doing all this other shit. But there are like programs and apps you could use that like sets it all up and do it, you know.
For sure.
And
we're at that age where we're like, we're still young, like technology wise, but like, you know, when we were kids, the internet wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
You know, so like we're still at that cusp.
Yes, sir.
Where we're not that old yet, but we're not as savvy as all these kids are.
No. And I was never a computer nerd. And even like doing the podcast, it's like I had to learn all that from my buddy, multiple people that I've used, my boy Chris, Cole, like Jordan, like all these people that I had that like, you know, they were like computer nerds. And I'm like, dude, I don't know any of this shit. And it's you know, I had to basically learn how to do what they do, which is basically like become a filmmaker is what this is, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a lot, man, but it's worth it. Like, you know, watching you, I'm like, okay, Chris like literally started this not knowing shit, and he still says he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, but
still just winging it.
But it's happening for you in a sense, and it's like,
just
you know,
kind of figure it out as you go.
Well, yeah, but it's proof that if you keep doing what you're doing, it's gonna happen. Yes, sir.
I mean, but I say that about everything. Like it's consistency, and it's, you know, it's the difference between like you know, either, so like people say like I'm trying to do something, right? Well, it's like not really a such thing. Like you're either doing it or you're not, right? Like going to the gym.
True.
Like I'm trying to go to the gym. Are you going to the gym? No? Okay, well then you're not trying.
Yep.
Are you going to the gym? Yeah. Okay, then you're doing it, right? Like
doing it,
so and it's like a little harsh to say that like that, but it is true. It's like if you want something, you do it, and maybe you suck at the beginning, you know, and you just kind of start figuring it out. I mean, that's a lot of different things that you know, when I started Honeydew, for instance, when I didn't know anything about that business.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I signed that lease, and I remember sitting in that place after I signed that lease, and I'm trying to remember if it was either a 3-year or 5-year lease. I don't remember, but you know, it's on Magazine Street.
How long you had it for?
2.5 years.
Nice.
And I sold it. Thankfully, I was able to sell it.
Which is fucking nice.
Dude, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, that whole thing was, you know,
you had a lot of competition. Like at first you
actually, I didn't though.
At first you didn't, but then like I noticed like now.
Well, now there's a lot more, but at the time there was like a few people doing what I was doing, but like not really, because I
to that caliber.
I got the concept when I was in Houston one time, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I was like, they don't have this, you know.
I think I remember you telling me you were gonna start that. I was like, oh shit, that sounds.
Yeah,
I remember you showing it to me like on I guess it was like an iPad, like you were showing me. Like the label and how it looked, and I was like, "Damn, dude!" I was like, "All right."
So, but I didn't really know, and I remember, but you know, signing that lease, sitting there, and I was like, "What did I just get myself into? Like, what, you know?" But so I was completely out of my comfort zone,
right?
But I was in it at that point. Like,
I
gotta figure this out, you know? And,
well, I mean,
and you figure it out. It is you figure it out as you go, and you know, made a lot of mistakes along the way. But I was young, and the big thing for me was. I was working 12, 14-hour days with that.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm missing birthdays and holidays, and I'm not going out with my boys, and you know, all this stuff. And I was just like, man, like this, and I wasn't making like crazy money either. So,
right. It was. I was like, juice wasn't worth the squeeze.
Yeah. I was like, let's see if we can sell this thing, and I did, and
that's fire
behind it, and that's. You know, 6 months after I sold that's when I started Fellow. So that was literally like 12 years ago. I sold Honeydew.
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, so the real estate, what got you into like wanting to do that? I remember we were talking earlier, but
something that's always intrigued me. I've always just, you know, my grandpa did some real estate. He had rentals, you know, he had a small apartment complex, and you know, had some duplexes, things like that. I want to say brother-in-law, so like his sister's husband or something was like a builder.
Okay.
And I think they would do like kind of like spec homes and things when they were younger, and you know, sell them and things. So you know, and I knew that like growing up, my grandpa had these properties, and that was like his retirement, right? Like he's like, when I retire, like this is what I'm going to live off of.
Yeah, this is how I'm gonna make the money.
Now Katrina messed all that up,
right.
but that's a whole nother story. But you know, so I've always kind of been intrigued by it. When actually going back to Honeydew, I remember being in Honeydew reading books about real estate and how to invest and how to do these things.
Right.
And then there was a website that I found called Bigger Pockets. And anybody in real estate like knows this. Like if you're in real estate, you're gonna know Bigger Pockets.
Okay.
And so like, dude, I just dove in on Bigger Pockets, and I think there was like a whole like beginner investing guide, right? Like I'm just learning as much as I could.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they also had like they started the Bigger Pockets podcast when podcasts started becoming popular. So I used to listen to those a lot. But I mean, from that point to when I actually started doing any deals in investing was, dude, I mean, I think I did my first deal in 2019. Right. So it was, you know, from 2011 or 2012 all the way to 2019 before I did my first deal. But when I did my first deal, it was like, oh wow, I can make this kind of money in this kind of short of time. Right. Now, my first deal was one of those, they're few and far in between that happen like this. Right. And even the guy that I did the deal with, who is now my broker, Ryan, he's like, dude, they don't always work this way. Yeah. So like, just be prepared, you know? And yeah, it was a really good one. You know, I mean, I think total, it was like a $90,000 profit within like, I don't know, like 30 days or something like that.
Wow, dude. That's pretty quick return.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, but when you started, I feel like the market was really popping.
Oh yeah. Market was like, the market was
because I remember you were getting homes in like the Marigny and shit, huh? Or
so
like
Bywater was like our like little hotspot niche market that we liked. That's where I did that first deal. Obviously after I did it, made good money. We're like, okay, let's try to, you know,
run this again.
Yeah. It's a little bit harder to, you know, and it's growing more and more because that part just becomes so gentrified at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like the Bywater.
Yeah, dude. That's same here. I mean, I lived in the Marigny, so like when I saw you doing that, I was like, damn, Chris is like really doing his thing over there. Because I mean, it's not cheap to live there.
No, it's not cheap to live there. No, not at all.
A lot of opportunity.
But also, you know, partnering up with Ryan, you know, he's been doing this a long time. He's a super smart guy, and I value his opinion, you know, highly. And you know, so he's always kind of there. If I have any, even now, because he's my broker.
Yeah.
I got my real estate license in 2020, and he was the one that kind of talked me into getting it because he's like, dude, if you're going to be doing deals like this, you might as well just invest a little bit to get your real estate license.
Right.
You could save on commissions, you know, have access to MLS, yada, yada. So I did that, and I've been having it ever since.
That's fine.
So I never got it to like do deals for like other people.
Right.
Now I will
help you telling me that.
Yeah, I'll help friends or family that somebody needs to sell something or buy something. Right. I will absolutely help them, but that's not why I did it.
Right. You did it so you can like kind of help yourself with what you're doing.
Yes. So for instance, like right now, you know, me and a buddy of mine, my good friend Keenan. Shout out. Yeah. Shout out to Keenan. We have a house that we bought and like I'm listing it, right? So like it's easier. We can save on that commission.
Right.
So that's
more money in y'all's pockets.
Yeah, potentially that's saving, you know, whatever, 3%, 2.5%.
Right. Plus you know all the bullshit in and outs that like, you know, not saying like all realtors are not gonna tell you, but like, you know, they're in it to make money too. I mean, that's how they make their money.
Absolutely.
It's like you get to really save on all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's the rate? Like 3%, like or 2%?
Yeah, I mean it's all like kind of negotiable
at this
point. But yeah, I mean I would say like standard across the board is just like 6%, you know, so 3 and 3.
Nice.
But it just depends. People are doing, you know, 5, 2.5 or whatever.
But like on like, you know, 300,000-400,000, that's you know, so
it adds up. It definitely adds up. But having Ryan, you know, as my broker, if I have any questions or anything, like he's there, he's seen it, he's done it, you know.
Right,
so
damn.
It's good to have somebody like that for sure. I learn a lot from him.
So you're you said you were working on what right now, or just like
in terms of real estate?
Yeah.
So we bought a house in McDonoughville, which is like the old Gretna area, and it's actually up for it's under contract right now.
Gotcha.
So was supposed to close. What is today? Today's I think on the 8th was the day we're supposed to close. There's a lot of like just some things going on here. It's going to go to closing, but there were some things that had to be pushed back. Not on our end, on the buyer's end.
Gotcha.
But we had to sign an extension.
Gotcha.
Kind of go there. So there's all these like unforeseen things that can kind of come up.
And if you weren't doing what you were doing, you'd have to like rely on somebody else to do all that. So it's kind of like, that's cool that you know how to handle that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's sometimes it's like, I wish somebody else was handling
it. Yeah, for sure.
Because it become like a headache, right? And I got to juggle
sure.
all these things if I'm doing stuff with fellow, and then I'm trying to sell these homes, and I got real estate agents reaching out to me. I got potential buyers calling and texting, and now I got to do a showing. So there's a lot to juggle there.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, but yeah, I mean, it's another, like my boy Ryan would say, it's another tool and tool belt, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah.
These little tools start adding up over time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like Sean said, small victories, you know, small
victories.
wins.
That's it. Small wins add up, you know?
Yes, sir. So what, like moving forward, like, you know, I see you posting all the time. I see your content. I see like your following growing.
Yeah.
What's the plan for you like next?
Man, so obviously we got the new brand, and I could say the name. I haven't even said the name yet. So the name of the brand, and this is like, we're about to drop this right here. No one knows. I mean, obviously there's a few people in that little inner circle, right?
Sir. Yes,
but
sir.
the name of it is ASEN. Spelled AESEN. Yes. So that
fire.
ASEN. Yeah, it's clean. It kind of rolls off the tongue. ASEN. AESEN. Yes. So yeah, and so I do have partners in this brand. And a lot of people will know him from the city.
Right.
But Larry Morrow. So
shout
out to Larry Morrow. He's a restaurateur, businessman that's doing crazy things.
Right.
You know, I mean, he's I've seen, so he was a client first from like I want to say like, he's been with about 10 years now.
Yeah.
So
wow.
2016?
Yeah.
2016 is when he started coming to me, and he started as a club promoter, which we can go back with me because I did that too, right? It's another thing that I did. You know?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's how I met
I think
Lena.
that's how I met you.
That's probably.
That's how I met you.
So
dude.
you know, Lena, my fiance, I literally was throwing a party at Metro at the time. We called Third Thursday, so it was every third Thursday of the month, and I was out promoting this party. We were at Masquerade in Harris, which is now Caesars, right?
Sir.
And I seen Lena, and she was with her friend Allie, and I went over and we went and talked to him, and I just promoting this party, right? I was like, hey, like, you guys should come, blah, blah, blah. And then I just started promoting myself.
Right.
Got a number, and 17 years later, here we are,
dude,
right?
That's I forgot you did the club promotion, but as soon as you said that, I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any at Republic? Or was it all Metro?
I did do a few things at Republic. It wasn't like my main place, but I did do a few things. I mean, I chopped around the city and did stuff at Metro. I did stuff at like Ampersand or.
Oh yeah.
Man, it was like a short little run of this place that was Moloko.
Okay.
So it was literally. So if you remember Ampersand, there was like because it was in a high-rise building, and behind it there's like a little hallway, and it was like elevators and stuff to go up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, like he pipe and draped everything and kind of turned it into a lounge, and he named it Moloko. So I remember I did like a party there one time. Oh man, City Bar in Metairie.
Yep.
So I remember actually that was the last party that I actually threw was at City Bar. It was a Christmas party, and it was with. Do you remember the show Robin Big on MTV?
Yes.
Big Black.
Yes.
I flew Big Black in town.
Wow.
And we did a Christmas party. It was called Unwrapped with Big Black.
Damn.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. R.I.P. Big Black because he passed away.
Yeah,
but
right. Shout out,
super cool guy. Yeah, I took him to the strip club after. Took him to Penthouse.
Dude, that's funny. Yeah, I had a good time. Did Rob show up?
Rob didn't show up.
Damn.
No, unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Rob. But, but yeah, I got to meet Big Black, man. That was cool.
Dude, that's wild. Dude.
I had so when we were leaving, and at the time I had a little 2-door BMW, and I'm like, dude, how am I gonna get this dude around? Like, how am I gonna get him where we're going?
Like, he's 6'4"?
Dude, he was a big dude. I mean, he was a big guy. I'm like, this dude's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even
his
know.
His name precedes him.
Yeah. So, one of my buddies, AP, who actually owned the club, he's like, dude, you could take my Tahoe. Cause
damn, yeah. I mean, that's what you need at that point.
Yeah. So
dude,
that's how we got around. But
hey, it's good to have
but so going back to, because I kind of just completely jumped, going back to kind of Larry, he was a club promoter first, and then just kind of went from there and, started opening restaurants, and now he's got, I don't know, I mean, he's got 6, 7, 8+ places throughout the city. You know,
Wow.
I mean, I know he's got Morrow's, he's got Sunchung, he's got hide and seek, he's got Treehouse, he's got Mondays, Morrow Steak.
Oh yeah.
He's got all these, so I know he's like 500 plus employees at this point.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, so he's killing it. So he kind of came to me and we kind of talked about it, and he's like, dude, like he always liked the way like I dressed and my style, and I do everything for him. So anything you see on any of these events that he's doing, I'm typically dressing him for these things.
Fire.
And yeah, he wanted to come on board. So
That's cool, dude.
So we're doing that, and also James, that I don't know if you heard of the brand M-Line. So it's more like streetwear.
Okay.
James is absolutely killing it
Shout
in the game. I mean, he's absolutely murdering it. But brand's called M-Line, and he's on board too to kind of help, because he understands this side of the manufacturing process.
Yeah.
You know, whereas this is all kind of new to me. So he's also there to kind of consult and kind of help with that.
Right. Because like, are they both considered custom? Like what streetwear versus like what you do, custom suits and
Well, he's like, so ASIN's not going to be anything custom, right? ASIN is strictly ready to wear, right? And M-Line is strictly ready to wear. So
Gotcha.
he's more on the streetwear side, where, you know, ASIN is a lot of what I wear kind of now in my style, kind of minimal, what I like to call just like kind of that European ease vibe, right? Like just kind of, you know, just clean silhouettes, stuff like that. So yeah, so dude, we got a cool, diverse team here, some heavy hitters. And I'm excited to kind of like see where this thing can go. You know, because one of the big things with Larry, man, I mean, his connection to network is pretty.
I think I remember you telling me that
insane,
when you first,
dude.
like, I think it was when we, like 3 years ago or something like that, we were talking about it, or maybe like when we were.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, 2-3 years.
Yeah, because I remember
like
you, and you know, that's cool that you have like a guy like at his caliber doing that, like believing in what you're doing.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
like that shows like you're fucking doing something right, and now y'all are doing it together, which is pretty cool, man. And I'm excited to see that.
I think it's awesome, and it's an honor for me, because he doesn't have to do this. This is something that he doesn't need, right? But he just, you know, he obviously sees the vision in me, and he, you know, he likes my style and everything I'm doing, and so yeah, he's like, dude, I want to do this. I'm like, let's run it. Let's go,
dude. It's gonna. I think it's gonna do well, man. Before we about to get run out of time, before we go, do you? What can you tell to the people that are trying to get into content creating or influencing? Like, what's some good advice you'd want to give?
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just post.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, look, I can break it down and kind of like get into the nitty gritty of little things, but I think most importantly is just start posting. Right. Whatever it is, whatever you're into, you know, start posting. There's a quote from Austin Butler that he said, "Everything that you want is on the other side of cringe."
Yes, sir. And
you think about that, and it's kind of true, because when you first start something, posting on social media, all your friends or other people are like, what is Eric doing? Like, it's kind of cringy, right? Like, what is he doing, this and that? And until it works. And then all of a sudden you got, you know, what, 20,000 or 40,000, you know, and it's like, oh, wait, hold on a minute.
People,
you know?
people wanting to make clothes with you.
And yeah, exactly, man. And so at that point, like, but you just got to start, and you just got to like kind of put the noise out, because look, I'm still like, I don't like filming or shooting in public. It's kind of weird, you know?
Well,
like,
it is.
And look, there's some people that like, they just don't care.
No shame.
And the thing is, like, other people really don't care either. Like, if somebody was walking down the street filming themselves, like, I don't really care, right? You know, but you in your head, you're thinking,
that cringe thing you're talking about.
That cringe
like,
thing. But if you can kind of get over that, and just start posting and doing something that, you know, obviously you enjoy, right?
Care about it.
But I mean, there's so many niche kind of markets you can get into, and if it's whether, I don't know, if it's like baseball card you're into, or like, you know, clothing or RC car. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
Like, people are making
there's
money
a market for it.
Yeah, people are literally making money off fucking anything right now.
Yeah,
it's the craziest time to be alive.
And that's the thing, you know, you think about it, the money is there.
Yeah.
It is there, and you deserve it just like anybody else deserves it, right? Yep. So like, but now it's like putting the pieces together. How can I get to that money?
Correct.
You know, what is the most efficient? Well, sometimes not. Maybe sometimes you really do have to work harder in order to get it. But a lot of people associate working harder with having more money, and some people you don't have to. You just got to work smarter.
Right, because now like people are like offering you money for like posting their shit, and it's like and the product itself, which is even,
which is it's cool. Like I never thought I would be getting paid to post things on social media, right? So
that's fire, dude.
That's cool. So I would say just post, find your kind of niche, stick with it, and it's going to be, really slow. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it pops off really early for it, but for the most part, from my experience,
it doesn't go viral overnight for everyone.
It doesn't go viral overnight. It was a very long, and again, like, yes, 20,000 is a lot of people, but it's not that many compared to a lot of other influencers. Yeah. One of my friends that I became friends with on social media, this guy Derek, super cool guy. When I first started talking to him, I think he had maybe 25 or 27,000, something like that. Mm-hmm. I think the other day he's at 130 or 104, maybe 150. Damn. I don't know. Yeah. And I mean, all that happened within a year.
Oh wow! So
he had one post of I think it was a reel that he did, and it was him and his mom at I think it was a conference or something, and it's just and he's a fashion influencer or content creator,
that's the guy you were telling me about.
Yeah, so he just had this post with him and his mom, what they were wearing that day, and it just went crazy viral. And literally,
something you would never think.
Just went, whew. And he was from. I mean, to me, from the outside looking in, I've never asked him, but he, it was 27,000 to 80,000 in a month.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's crazy. So it can happen really quick.
Yeah, that's what Stale Cracker told me. He was like, when it hits, you got to be ready for it. But you never know when it's gonna hit. You
never know. Well, so going back to that, if we have time, I'll kind of talk about. So the one on the reel on Instagram that got 2.1 million.
Yeah.
I was going back to I was posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? I was all right, I'm gonna do that, make it a little bit easier on myself. I kind of have a set schedule. I know I'm gonna post, and I recorded this reel. It was a get ready with me, so it's essentially just me getting ready, getting dressed, right? And I actually think I actually had the saturation turned up by accident. I didn't realize it, and I was like, it doesn't even look that great, right? But I was like, all right, it's Friday, I got to post it. I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just put it out there, Well, come to find out, it was actually Thursday, and I thought it was Friday, so I posted on the wrong day, and all of a sudden, it just started going crazy, and it just kept climbing and climbing. I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? And I was like, man, because the one before that I had, I think maybe 950,000 views was the highest I've ever got. Right. I've never hit that million. Right. And it kept going.
Oh, that was the one with the hat.
With the beanie, yeah. So it kept going, and I'm like, man, can this thing hit a mil? Can I actually hit a million? And then a million came and then went, and then it was 2 million. It's 2.1 now. Yeah, but that, I mean.
But it was the one you was least expecting.
Yeah.
And it was on the wrong day.
It was on the wrong day. So, but that made me start thinking dude, should I be posting on, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday?
Right. And look, I've done multiple types of ways, and I think it's just the consistency of the timing, but also.
But I don't know because I say that because I find. I try to post around 11 a.m.-ish for the most part. But I mean, if I look at my analytics, a big following of mine is out of the country. So I know it ain't 11 a.m. there.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because all the different time zones, it's wild, man. And, I mean, there's, trackers. There's so much, and I guess people are using AI now to, figure that shit out. And it's I'm still trying to do it without a lot of that. Because, to me, it's just what you're doing, it's you consistently post it, and now it's you're reaping the benefit of it. You know what I mean?
And now people know what to expect, and they kind of, so it's kind of but for me, sometimes it kind of starts to get a little bit redundant, and I feel do I need to switch it up a little bit? Should I start doing other things? And I don't know, maybe. What's that old saying? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's working, then just keep rolling with it.
You'll know when it's time to start, just like you did with the suits. You'll know when it's time to start transitioning. Yeah. But I mean, I think the way you're putting it together on social media is badass, and
thank you.
I don't see really many other people doing it. I know you showed me that one guy, the one you were talking about,
I mean,
but it's still
there's a lot of guys doing it. You're just not in that world, right?
Yeah, well, that's true. But you are you're clever at what you do, and you always have been, and you're very talented and artistic. Flowers.
Yeah.
How can people find you, bro?
All right. So yes, absolutely. Instagram is Chris_fellow. TikTok is just Chris Fellow, no underscore. Fellow is at Fellow Menswear. Fellowmenswear.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go there. I think that's pretty much all my handles for the most part. Like, yeah.
And when can ASIN be dropping?
ASIN should be fall winter of 26. So fall winter of this year is the absolute goal. Nothing set in stone. There's still a lot of like little things that need to be done, but that's what we're shooting for.
Cool, bro.
Yeah,
I'm glad for all your success, dude.
Thank you,
It's
man.
been
Likewise
for almost 20 years at least, watching you grow, and like now you never cease to amaze me. I'm like, man, this dude's like just still fucking killing it, you know. So it inspires me.
I'm
dude.
trying,
so
man. There's so much more that I want to do, and dude, I could
will.
have sat here and talked to you for another 2
Yeah,
hours,
dude, yeah.
because there's more shit that I can tell you.
We were actually talking an hour before.
Yeah,
or
I
an
know,
hour and a
I
half
know,
before.
I know,
But
I know.
no, dude, I might have you back on, and
Let's do it.
It'll be great.
Tell you the
bro.
new chapter, because I didn't even talk about Miami yet. That's something all completely different.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that next time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool.
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, dude. All right, guys. If y'all like this, please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.
Peace.